Hi there. I got a lot of questions about the perfect timing to enter a trade, so let me do another video about that. Yeah, well, there's more to entering a trade than just the perfect entry, but let me explain what I mean by that in this video. If you like what I'm doing here, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Ask me your questions. Happy to help. And if you if you can support me to keep doing what I do for free, then please help me grow this account by liking, subscribing, sharing. Also, thanks a lot. So for this video, I just picked a random chart: the euro, Japanese yen. Overall, we are in a down move. That is, of course, no matter what you trade or how you trade, always you need to understand where we are at the market. We are in this down move, and also now we are making these on this is the daily chart actually. So we are on our way back up until this this trend line over here, which is something that comes from the weekly chart. So just that you get the bigger picture here. Yeah, this is what we are at for trading wise. When I look at this, maybe we can adjust this a little bit and assume that we had some fake outs over there. Something like this. Doesn't matter. There's a descending channel. This is the weekly chart. When we zoom into the daily, we know that we are at the top of this chart. We are consolidating a little bit, and we have those pin bars on the weekly. So that is what we are seeing over here. Now, if we see that this support level has gotten taken out now, and the bulls tried to break it back up again, and that didn't happen just yet. So from that perspective, this is turning within the channel bearish again. But don't forget to get this one on your chart as well, because we are near. Wait a minute. We are near this this supportive trend line as well. Okay, well this is to sum it up pretty fast. I don't want to really do a multi-time frame analysis in this video because it's about the entry. The perfect entry, I gotta say it straight away. Of course, there is no perfect entry, because at the end of the day, you have to manage your risk, and by if you keep searching YouTube or Google or whatever information you're looking for the perfect entry, and even though some people they tell you they have the perfect entry strategy or whatever, that's not true. There is no perfect entry, because an entry can be a good entry as long as your risk around that entry is proper. Trading is a probability business. If you do not get into the trade and manage your risk, sooner or later you're gonna be not on the winning side per se, and you're going to be on the losing side. And if you don't manage your risk, that loss is going to really wipe out your account. So manage your risk. That's the most important thing, even more important of course than taking an entry. So let's get back to the chart. We are within a descending channel. Within the channel we came up a little bit, and from there on out we are now looking to switch. I don't know if we are getting a break back up to retest this again, or some more consolidation is something that can happen here, because we are gonna bounce off of this trend line probably, but let's see. That's just something we should know when we want to manage our take profit levels and stop loss levels. Okay, so this is what we are looking at on the 4-hour time frame. This is more the level where we are likely to find an entry. So this is kind of the descending trend line from here on out, and of course this support has gotten taken out, and these attempts to break this they failed. But if I presumably I'm looking for a trade, in this case, like I just showed you, it would be a short trade, then a pretty obvious entry would be something near this trend line, so somewhere over here. This previous resistance needs to be my stop loss, and of course we know that we'll see some reaction around this trend line, probably in combination with this this low over here. So this would be a setup, maybe a bit more conservative, maybe more like this. So here we have a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, which is pretty okay, pretty good. So in terms of dollars, for example, if you are getting into this trade and you're willing to lose, let's say $25, just some random number, then at least if you stick to the script and you stick to this setup, once your take profit gets hit, you will be out with a 50. So that means if you take on a couple of trades, preferably you want to manage your risk a little bit closer, and then you get a risk reward of 1 to 3 before, for example. If that's the case, then you can in 3 trades you're right 2 times and wrong once, you're still up, and that is what it is. Even though you have the perfect entry, the perfect stop loss, the perfect whatever, it just comes down to at the end of the day managing your risk, because you know that's what it is. So this is an entry on the 4-hour chart, so keep this one in mind. I'm gonna remove it for a little bit because this video is also about the perfect entry, as far as we can get to the perfect, the definition of perfect. Okay, now what do we see here? We see that we have this is the 50-minute chart, just to be clear, because we know that from the 4-hour chart we are moving lower, and from that perspective we are looking for an entry to go with that move to the downside. So okay, and now that we are moving into this level over here, we see these wicks, we see these pins. That's a good thing. Okay, so here's what we got. We had a rally up and then forming support just here. Then we had another push, and again we formed support over here. Then we had another rally, and we had this new high forming this pin, and now we are moving lower once again. So is this the new support? Probably a little bit, because this resistance here is kind of turning support over here, but it's not really that clean. Again, it's the lower time frame. So oh, wait a minute, let me take that with me. As you can see, support turning resistance, and then now it's turning support again. So from here on out, if you want to pinpoint your entry a little bit, then I would say then that let's get that off. This we can move this. So again, you want to enter this market on a clear break of this level, and now of course the stop loss should be here. But if this whole thing here holds, then this could be your stop loss level. So let's see what the potential was in this trade. Let's go to the 4-hour. That's better to pinpoint that potential. Yeah, now this way you can put your stop loss a little bit tighter, or maybe this would be your stop loss. But the way to zoom in on a time frame that can give you new support and resistance areas, you want to identify those flip zones. So if this support here on a 15-minute will break, preferably gets retested and it holds, then we could get into an entry as well. So pinpointing the perfect timing, the perfect time to enter a trade, of course, is when you come from the bigger time frame. That's always the case. You are near this trend level. The market is overall bearish, so your bias is probably bearish as well. Even before we came into this level, every time that happens, we shift lower. So maybe this would be your entry. Maybe as long as that doesn't happen. As long as that doesn't, oh, this is the 5. Let me get to the 15 minutes, not seconds. As long as this level holds and we are seeing a break up again, and maybe this this level right here will become. Okay, wait a minute. That's quite choppy. Let's do it like this. Okay, so if this, let's for example say this level breaks and we start to move up here, every time you put in the new support levels, your entry signal will be the break of that support. And what I often do is I do it like this. let's say what we just put on the chart, that this is the area where we expect price to turn around, and this is the this is to me the flip zone. If it breaks, then we go in the opposite direction, and it is my entry to get in the market. And what I do is I keep shifting that support level, and then I make this the red level, because this is the actual trend shift level. And if it breaks, I can put a signal on there as well. But this is kind of yeah, the way I manage to keep a clear view on what is going on. So yes, we're bearish, but at the moment, at the lower time frames, we are in a bit of a pullback, and we don't know yet if this is the end of the pullback or that we will make one more attempt to get into this area. And if we do, of course, and if this level turns out to be a support level, because it breaks, then this will be the new support and this will be the new resistance. So if price moves into this area and then it finally breaks, the same setup can apply, but then in a different timing. So the perfect timing is at a different level. So in that case, you got a 1 to 5. So make sure you get the picture. To sum it up, make sure you get the overall picture of the market. What direction is it? When I zoom in, are we going already with the overall trend, or are we in a pullback? And if we are in a pullback in the overall trend, then you should zoom in even further to pinpoint if that pullback is coming to an end, like I showed you with the support resistance levels, for example. And then you can pinpoint an entry and get really real proper risk reward up in there. If you think this is too much of a thing, and I'm working next to my trading, so I don't have time for that, you can also work with alerts, of course. But you know, if that's not the case, give your trade some room. The only thing is your lot size can be a lot smaller than if you're gonna pinpoint it on a lower time frame. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.